How's it going, everybody? Welcome back. Gonna do just a quick little, I don't even call it like a series. I'm gonna just try and knock it out in 1 or 2 videos. Just kind of showing you start to finish on a truck flip. So let's take a look at it. All right, so this is a 2008 Ford F-350. Purchased it from a local online auction. I won the bid for $36.50. And with my fees and like all the auction expenses, I am out the door for it for $4,125. Outside of a battery, which we're going to install in a second to get it off the trailer, I don't really foresee many other costs going into this truck. So we have a $75 value power Walmart battery that we'll be throwing in it in a second. And aside from that and just kind of looking it over front to back, the only other work I'm planning on doing to it is removing the previous owner's company logos from both sides of it, and then we'll shoot some pictures of it and get it put up for sale. So let me quick throw this battery in here, and then we'll be able to get it off the trailer and get a better look, the interior, just kind of a better walk around. So real quick before I take it off the trailer, just because it'll be easier to get underneath it and see, we're just going to do a quick walk around and see if we can find any new parts that are on this truck that I can list into the ad. So right off the bat, I can see that these terminals are new. Cables don't appear to be, but they did put new terminal ends on. We can see we've got a new alternator. That tensioner's newer. The belt looks great, but I'm not going to say it's got a new belt. It just, if I can't confirm it or visually see like, wow, that's real fresh and shiny, I'm just not going to. Walking around this way, we've got a new hub. In the description, I know he did say, yep, we have new tie rods, new steering stabilizer. I know he said the oil pan gasket is new, or pan and gasket. Yep. I think that's about all that he had mentioned in the listing, but it's a fair bit of parts, especially on a plow truck, front end and oil pan, especially on these 5.4 Ford engines. So we've got our new battery installed, and I don't see why this truck should not start right up and come off the trailer, but let's keep looking. I'm not going to try the parking brake cables, but those actually don't look horrific. Good tires. If not for the fact that they're a little underwhelming, but something like this is actually a lot better for you plowing than a nice beefy all-terrain. So yeah, even here on this end, we've got new steering parts. That's coming right off the drag link or steering box. I don't remember how those are set up down there. So yeah, we're gonna hop in here, fire it up, and get it off the trailer now. So let's test our plow function quick. I wasn't able to test the plow at all when I had the truck picked up because we were running into those issues with the battery being dead. So see if we got wipers. We do. We got wipers and juice. Roll the window up. Definitely need new ones. I'd also be willing to bet the front hubs are locked in this thing right now, so the steering might be a little wonky. So we definitely have a persistent manifold noise. That just kind of is what it is. If it's all the way at the front or all the way at the back, there's a chance that I can use these clamps that Dorman makes to essentially press back down on the corner of the manifold and try and quiet that noise down. But for the most part, it might just be kind of is what it is. But it's actually a pretty nice driving truck. Hand off the wheel, doing 40. They always tend to drive a lot better once you take the plows off them too. Oh boy, it's gonna yell at me. Maybe it'll stop. It's a Ford, it won't. Just gonna go down to the end of the road here and back. Now here, let's just do a test. So we're in first. Second, third, fourth. We're not going to get going fast enough to get into fifth gear, but if the first four are there, I have no doubt that fifth gear and overdrive lockup is going to be there. So this is good. Obviously I just put a new battery in it, so I'm not going to see any dash lights if there are any, so I'll have to drive it around a little bit more to get to that point. So for a job like this, these are the tools that I use for graphic removal. This is 3M Specialty Adhesive Remover. That's the 3M number, 38987. This stuff is pricey, but it's the best product that I've found. They make that aircraft stripper and all that other stuff, but even that stuff's north of $20 a can. This is, I think, right about $40 a can now, but for doing like those logos, that logo, both sides of a truck, I could probably do 30 trucks like that. For example, the white GMC had door graphics and then like a 6-inch stripe all the way down the sides and across the tailgate, and I maybe used a sixth of a can on that. So I'm using $5 or $6 worth of product to save myself a ton of time. And you can spray this right onto your bare adhesive, but I have a way to make this stretch your product a lot further, and I actually think it's quicker. You'll use this pinstripe remover wheel. It's also a 3M product. These are also expensive, but I've owned that one for 6 years. It's probably done 50 trucks, and it's still right about half life. I have another one that's probably going to get dry rotted and cracked before I end up ever using it, just because I bought these so long ago, and then I just throw it on my M18 drill. So I'm gonna show you how I get the graphics off now, and then follow up with the adhesive remover and a microfiber to get any residual residue gone. So I always put the drill in speed 2, but then at that point you really have to pay attention to your drill speed. If you want to run it about this speed, you can put it in speed 1 and just crank on it, but you end up just burning through batteries at that point. So we're going to start here. You just work your way down. As this warms up, it is actually going to do a better job with that. And what I'm actually going to do is swap this around, because they do get a ridge on them, which can affect you sometimes. So that ends up being what you're left with. And then the adhesive remover on a microfiber will take care of the rest of that. And if you end up needing a little bit more, I'll grab some of the plastic razor blades that I use, and we can scrape off some of that white residual graphic that's actually smearing. All right, it's clearly nighttime now. I had some other stuff that I needed to take care of, but I've got the floodlights going on the van, generator's running, heat's on in there if we need it. Let's get cracking on this sticker removal. All right, so here is the top row of lettering gone. If you really wanted to get crazy, you could buff the paint on this truck and lose a lot of that, but depending on how you're looking at it, if you weren't looking at it with LED lights at night, it probably won't be super noticeable. So yeah, that's usually the process that I use. Is I'll start with the wheel, get it pretty well broken down. I spray the 3M product on lightly, let it sit for 15 or 20 seconds, go over the rest of that gunk with the plastic razor blade and kind of break it free from the paint, and then wipe it, see what's left, and then it's pretty much just repeating that process of wheel, spray, wipe, wheel, spray, wipe, using the razor blade as necessary. And then just to show you, this is the package for these plastic razor blades, and this is what they look like. They're double-sided. They actually last a decent while, so we're gonna keep going on this. here's our finished product. One side done. I'm gonna flip the truck around, knock this other side out, and then we're gonna go shoot some pictures of this thing. So we're heading over to the local Walmart, get some pictures of this truck. This thing actually drives really nice. It's a pretty rough set of train tracks that I go over on my way over here, and no front end clunks, no anything. The plow is really tight. A lot of times when the plows get worn out, they wobble side to side on that center pin. The plow is super tight. Goes through all the gears great. Good heat. None of our lights or none of our gauges are showing anything suspect. So we're gonna be pulling in here in a second. We'll get it staged and get some pictures shot. So we're staged over here. Gonna shoot some pictures of the truck, both sides of it, and then we'll be about done with this one. So I have a pretty standard way of shooting pictures for vehicles. I usually just start at the driver's side front corner and then work my way around. I'll usually do a minimum of a corner, side, corner, sometimes more depending on how much I'm trying to showcase it. Then I'll usually work my way around to like the bed, showing this one isn't rotted, pretty common on Super Duties. I hate shooting at night. I'd much rather be doing it in the daylight, but I want to get this thing listed as soon as possible. So with that, I will usually flip it around, get it lined up in the same spot so that my lighting's consistent throughout. Then we'll just continue to work our way around, showing, not really zooming in on any of the rust or damage, but, definitely letting people know it's there. Once your basic exterior pictures are done, then you can start focusing on your accessories. In this case, I've got a couple pictures of the plow, showing the condition of it. It's in really good shape. I'm not super happy with this interior picture. It should do the job, but if somebody needs more, I can definitely send them that way. Then usually dash, and then any other interior accessories or stuff like that that you want to showcase, like the brake controller and air. It's going to get a little repetitive here, but this is pretty much showing that I want to always have my pictures in order. I hate going through ads where everything's just kind of jumbled together. So I always try and have like a congruent walk around when you're lining up your pictures for your shots. So this is the actual marketplace listing for the truck now that it's live. And then we will go through and take a look at our description here. Selling a 2008 Ford F-350 Super Duty 5.4 V8 auto trans 4-wheel drive, 107,000 miles. Truck starts, runs, drives great. Plow has very little use, excellent condition, hot heat, ice cold air, brake controller. And then from there, we just go on to talking about the info on the plow itself. Then we list all of our positives on the truck, the brakes, all that work that we saw that was done to it. And then pretty much just no trades. Here's the price and then contact info. All right, so we're just going to close this one out here in the Walmart parking lot. As you saw, got the pictures taken, got the ad listed up for sale. Put the truck up at $7,900. I'm thinking that's probably about right in this area. I don't know if you can see, we're at the tail end of January and we've had one actual plow event and 3 or 4 salting events so far. So plow stuff really isn't selling all that well, but at the end of the day, it's an 08, it's a 1-ton, it has low miles on it, it's got a lot of good parts. I think 7,900 is pretty fair, but I'm more than willing to pretty much take anything over like 6,250, 6,125 for being exact, because I'm weird and I like to make round numbers. So if I make $2,000 on it, I'll be happy. If I do even better, cool. But just gonna close this one out here. I hope everybody enjoyed this. If you like these little like start to finish quick flip deals, please let me know in the comments. I do this kind of stuff all the time. I don't really video it because I don't find it super interesting. This is just kind of like the mundane version of what I do. Just find one thing, go through it in an evening, get it listed and get it sold type stuff is pretty much what keeps the lights on for me and my family. But if you guys like this type of content, if you find any of this type of stuff helpful, the little tips and tricks with the sticker removal and things like that, please subscribe to the channel, like the video, share it with your friends, post it in any groups of people that are trying to do entrepreneurial stuff. If you have any questions, please drop them down below. Sometimes it takes me a while. I just ran through and answered a bunch of questions on the mini excavator video today. Some of those people have been waiting for like a month or so, and I'm sorry. I technically own and operate 3 different businesses, have a new family, and still try and have some resemblance of like a normal life. So I do what I can, trying to make this YouTube thing a little more routine, a little more normal. So I think doing little stuff like this where I can knock it out in the course of a day and get the video up pretty much as I'm listing the truck for sale keeps everything pretty interesting and honest. And when this thing goes down the road, I'll hopefully have something else to show you guys, and I can tell you how this sale panned out in the long run. So thank you all for watching. Thanks. Bye.